Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be doing a solo playthrough of Spirit Island. And in this video, I will be playing as a most unusual spirit. Starlight seeks its form. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I am ready to play a solo game of Spirit Island using Starlight Seeks Its Form. And it's been a while since I've played Spirit Island. Whatever the last time I had it on the channel, I think I played Fractured Days, and that was probably 6 months ago. So hopefully I remember what I'm doing, but I'm excited to be back on the island here. And I am playing a particular build with Starlight, or not a particular build, but a particular style of Starlight Seeks Its Form. So for setup here, we put one presence on your starting board and a land with Blight. So we've done that. We're in land 5 and playing on board D here. Very high complexity spirit. If you're not familiar with Starlight Seeks Its Form, it is a build your own spirit. It can do a little bit of anything depending on how you build it. So I'll start setting up my presence. But my goal, again, I call it Starlight Roulette. I've seen it called other things online as well. I think Casino Starlight. It's probably got some other names. But my goal here is I will never reclaim any cards. So I'm just going to be drafting a bunch of cards, and they're all going to be one use only. And that's, I'm going to try and win that way. So I'm playing without any adversaries or scenarios, just vanilla Spirit Island. And I want to see if I can get through without any reclaims. So I think to do that, I'm going to want to unlock, this gain power card and this gain power card growth option. So normally you've got these 4 growth options at the top and you can pick 3. There's reclaim 1, add presence at 0, gain 1 energy, and move a presence 3. But whenever you fully clear one of these sections, then you immediately lock one half of it and the other half becomes unlocked as a growth option for you. So I don't want the reclaim cards or the reclaim half your cards round up. And then there's all these different innate powers too. And so there are some of this icon. Whenever you reveal that icon, then you choose one element and permanently place a token there. And now you permanently have that one element. So I think I'd probably like to get some of the plant elements, because whenever I have 3 of those, it says choose a spirit with presence in target land. They gain a power card. So that would be good. But yeah, my elements are going to be really inconsistent because I'm not reclaiming any cards. I'm going to be drawing cards all the time. So that's going to be interesting. And let's take a look at the starting cards here. So the first is Gather the Scattered Light of Stars. It's a slow power card. You target yourself, 0 cost. All of the starting cards have only a single moon element. And this one says, at end of turn after discarding, reclaim up to 2 cards to your hand. You may then forget a unique power card to reclaim up to 3 additional cards. So I think this card I'm not actually going to ever play because I don't want to reclaim any cards. That's like what I'm doing. So that'll be a card I forget. There's also another 0 cost slow power card, target yourself. This is Shape the Self Anew. And so when you play this, gain a minor power. You may forget this power card to gain 3 energy. And if you have 4 moons, you may gain a major power instead of a minor power. I think it'd be tough to get that many moons, but that's okay. Next up, we've got this one with a cost of 1, also slow. Target any spirit, boon of reimagining. Target spirit may forget a power card from hand or discard. If they do, they draw 6 minor power cards and gain 2 of them. If you target another spirit, they gain 1 energy. So when I play this, I'll likely forget Gather the Scattered Light of Stars. And then the last starting card is Piece of the Nighttime Sky. This is the only starting card for Starlight that is fast and that targets not a spirit. So it's fast. The range is 1 from a sacred site, target any land. If the terror level is 1, invaders do not ravage and target land this turn. You may repeat this power. If you do, forget this power card and gain a moon. So there you go. I'm going to set up the initial Explore. And while I do that, now would be a good time to thank all of my coffee contributors. So reserved seating is for my monthly contributors. And then the head of the table award is the top 10 contributors over the last 90 days at time of editing. So if you'd like to support Table for One, you can do so for as little as $1 over on my coffee page. That's ko-fi. There is a link in the description. So thank you to all of my coffee contributors. You're helping to keep the channel free for everybody else, and also helping me avoid mid-video advertisements. So that is appreciated. We can get started now. The initial explorer was in the wetlands. We start with growth. By default, I've got 1 energy and 2 card plays. A couple elements on the bottom track here, and then a 3rd card play. Top track is 1 energy, 2 energy, element, 4 energy. So I think I want to get the card draws, and I want to push this top track. I don't know if I need that 3rd card play that badly. Maybe I'll change my mind. But so of the growth options I have available, I'm going to start with this add a presence at range 0, and I will do this presence. So it's at range 0, and now I've just unlocked these, and so I will keep this one on the right. I'll place this red presence token as a unused marker just to cover up the left part there that's not available. So that was one growth option. The second growth option we're going to pick is this one now. Gain a power card and move a presence range 1. I'll start with the power card, so I'm going with a minor power. We've got Call to Migrate, Twilight Fog brings Madness, Strong and Constant Currents, and Call to Guard. So these first two are slow. This one's Gather up to 3 Dahan, Push up to 3 Dahan. This one is also slow. Add 1 Strife, push 1 Dahan. Each remaining Dahan takes 1 damage. Then these two fast ones. The first here is push 1 Explorer or Town to an adjacent coastal land, or move up to 2 Dahan between target land and 1 other coastal land. That is interesting. If you have 2 water, you can do both. And lastly, gather up to 1 Dahan. Then, if Dahan are present, either defend 1 per Dahan, or after invaders are added or moved to target land, 1 damage to each added or moved invader. And so I'm going to take Strong and Constant Currents. I think it'd be good to get the Explorer out of land 1. I'm always a little fearful of board D because of that really long coastal land. So if I could keep that empty, that'll help with Explorers, and I just also need to deal with that town somehow. So for this part of my growth, I'm going to move one of these presents into this land so that I can target it with this power, and now I have 1 more growth option to pick. I've added a presence, I've gained a card and moved a presence, and so I think the last thing I'm going to do is, I guess I'll just gain the 1 energy. As a reminder, you cannot pick the same growth option multiple times, so I couldn't put down another presence even though I want to. So now I gain 1 energy from my presence track, so I have 2 energy, and I can play up to 2 cards. And so I will play 2 cards. I'll play Strong and Constant Currents and Boon of Reimagining, total energy cost of 1, so I pay my 1 energy. And let's get going. So I have a fast power. I don't have any innates this time. So the fast power, range 0 in a coastal land. I'm going to target land 1. Push 1 Explorer or Town to an adjacent coastal land. So I'm going to push to here, and that's it. So that's it for fast powers. So now we check. It's not a blighted island. So we go to events. In the first round, you just burn the event card. This time it happened to be Missionaries Arrive, so we'll just set that off to the side. Then we don't have any earned fear cards, and so we do the invader steps. There is no ravage this time. They're going to build in the wetlands. Land 1 is empty, so that's just going to put a town in land 3. And then we're going to explore in the mountains. All right, so 1 explorer in land 5, 1 explorer in land 8. All right, now we shift these down and go to slow powers. I'm going to target myself, target any spirit. Target spirit may forget a power card from hand or discard. I will forget Gather the Scattered Light of Stars. That's the one that lets me reclaim stuff. And then I draw 6 minor power cards and gain 2. So here are 6 cards. Let's see what we've got. We'll just move these up here for a minute. We have Sunset's Fire flows across the land. So slow power, cost of 1, range 1 from a sacred site, target land any, 1 fear, 1 damage. You may pay 1 energy to deal 1 damage in an adjacent land. That's kind of interesting. The next one is Steam Vents. Fast power, range 0, destroy 1 explorer. That's a great one. If you have three earth elements, you may instead destroy a town. I doubt I will have the elements, but that's still pretty cool. Next up, we've got Teeming Rivers. Slow power, range 2 from a sacred site. It's got to be a mountain or a wetland. If target land has no blight, add a beast. If target land has exactly 1 blight, remove it. That might not be a bad thing to do here in land 5. Let's see what else we get. Didn't leave myself enough room for that, huh? Okay. We've got Reach and Grasp. Target spirit gains +2 range with all their powers. Gift of Constancy. Target spirit gains 2 energy. At end of turn, target spirit may reclaim 1 power card instead of discarding it. It's not bad to get the energy. And it says target spirit may reclaim. I would just decline to do that. Last, we have Confounding Mists. This is fast, range 1, defend 4. Or, each invader added to target land this turn may be immediately pushed to an adjacent land. I don't think I'll take Reach and Grasp or Gift of Constancy. So of what's left, I probably won't take Teeming Rivers either, even though removing that blight would be good. I think I'd probably like to take Steam Vents and use it on land 5. And then maybe I'll take Sunset's Fire Flows across the land. That'll prevent a future build. That's not a bad thing. So these are gone. And now these have been spent. So that's the end of this round. So time passes. We have nothing to heal here on the island. And we are ready for the next round. Okay, so round 2, I'm probably going to play both of these. I need to pick 3 growth options. I'm going to start with Add a Presence at range 0, and I think I need to start on this track. So I'll take this presence, range 0, I'm going to put it in land 5, and this unlocks a +1 energy immediately. So I just gain that right now. It's a one-time effect. I will take this growth option, gain a power card, and move a presence. So let's get another minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have... Nature's Resilience, defend 6. Ooh, if you have 2 water, you may instead remove a blight. I wish it was both. Land of Haunts and Embers, that one adds blight. Sear Anger into the Wild Lands. Slow power, range 1, add a Badlands. Or if wilds and invaders are present, we don't have any wilds. This last one, Elusive Ambushes, 1 damage or defend 4 in a land with Dahan. That's interesting. Oh, and I was still stuck on that last card. I was thinking I would keep 2 of these, but yeah, obviously I only get to keep 1. So definitely one of these 2. And if I've got to pay an energy either way, I'd rather do this one's 1 damage or defend 4. That's better than this just pure defend 6. Although I do have enough water, I could remove a blight, but I don't think I want to do that. Okay, get rid of these. So I've added a presence, I've gained a power card, I can move a presence range 1, and I don't think I'm going to do it, and then I'll take this growth option to gain 1 energy again. Okay, now I get energy from my tracks, that's 1 energy, so here it is, and now I can play again up to 2 cards, and I think that is going to be these 2, Steam Vents and Sunset's Fire floats across the land. Okay, so that costs 1, 2 energy. We spend that, and now we're in the fast phase. I'm going to start with my fast power. Steam Vents, range 0, destroy 1 explorer. I'm going to do that here in land 5, and that's it for fast power. So now we check. The island is not blighted, so we need to draw an event now, and we get this one. We are in stage 1. So Harvest Bounty, Harvest Dust. If the island is healthy, which it is, on each board, choose a land with towns or cities and ravage there. Yuck, okay. So that's got to be land 3, 2, or 7. I'm going to do land 7 because at least it'll take out the town. So we're going to ravage in land 7. That's 2 damage here. That takes out 1 Dahan and blights the land. So let's add a blight. And then the Dahan that's remaining counterattacks takes out the town. We get our first fear. Now, unfortunately, land 8 here, we're going to see a town go up. But it's looking pretty nice at this particular moment for the back part of the island being controlled. If I can empty out land 8 later, that'd be great. But next we have Explorer's Blunder. On each board, destroy 2 explorers among lands with beasts. This land is the only one with a beast. There's an explorer there, so we'll take them out. Not amazing, but not bad. And then finally, Coordinated Strikes. In each land with 3 or more Dahan, there are no such lands, then it would be 2 damage and defend 2. So that's the end of that event. We don't have any earned fear cards, and so now we go to the invader step. We're going to ravage in the wetlands. Land 1 is empty. Land 3 is going to ravage with that town, and so that will blight. Now we build in the mountains. 5 is empty, but 8 gets a town. So I'll put that here. And then we explore in the sands. So that's right here and here. And now we advance the invader cards. So we're done with the wetlands. We're going to ravage in the mountains and build in the sands next time. Now we go to the slow phase. I do have 1 slow power. Range 1 from a sacred site, I can do 1 fear and 1 damage. And so I'm going to target land 7 from land 5. So that's range 1 from a sacred site, 1 fear and 1 damage. So damage takes out that explorer. And then I may pay 1 energy to deal 1 damage in an adjacent land. I will do that. I'll do 1 damage in this adjacent land 8. So hopefully we might be able to get that land under control. Now we're at time passes, so these cards are discarded, and we start the next round. I need to pick some growth options, and I will start with adding a presence at range 0, and I'm going to do this presence here. I'll put it in land 1, just so I have multiple sacred sites now. I immediately gain 1 energy, and I gain an element. And so what do I want to, I thought I would probably want to get 3 plants, because then you can choose a spirit to gain a power card, but I could really use some more damage as well. Maybe I put fire. Range 1 from a sacred site, 1 fear, 2 damage. That's really helpful. Taking out a town in the slow phase could be really good. But I'm looking, I've only got 1 fire element on a card right now, and this card is only good to do 1 damage, range 1 in a land with the Han. So I could use it on land 2. That's not like the most helpful thing ever. There's no Dahan in land 8 to do a defend there. But you know what? I'll go with the fire. We'll take the fire element. So we got a pre-printed fire element now. And as for the growth options, I will cover up this reclaim cards. And, I'll be able to move a presence to there to do a damage or a defend. That's not bad. I guess for my next growth option, I'm going to start with this one. I'll do this one last, so I can move the presence will be my last choice after gaining 2 power cards. So this one, I gain an energy and a power card. Here's the energy, and here's 4 minor powers. We're sticking with minor. Call of the Dahan Ways, call to trade. These are all calls. Quicken the earth struggles, and inflame the fires of life. Ooh, so I really like Call of the Dahan Ways. I could pair it with Elusive Ambushes this turn, and oh no, I couldn't. I would need another moon somehow. Oh, that's interesting. I could pair Call of the Dahan Ways and Piece of the Nighttime Sky, and I can target land 8. And so with Piece of the Nighttime Sky, the invaders would not ravage in that land this turn. And then with 2 moons, I could replace that town with a Dahan, and that would be super cool. But then a different route could be I could take Inflame the Fires of Life and play it with Elusive Ambushes. If I move a presence, how would I want to do this? Yeah, I can move a presence. No, I couldn't. I was trying to defend this land, but if I move that presence there, there's not even Dahan there, so that wouldn't work. I guess I was thinking to be able to somehow defend that land, and then with the 2 fire elements in the slow phase, that would give me a 3rd fire element here, and I could do 2 damage and take out that town. But yeah, that's not really going to work. So, okay, I think I'm going to take Call of the Dahan Ways and plan on pairing it with Piece of the Nighttime Sky. I like that. We'll discard these others. So I've taken that growth option, this growth option, and now I'm going to take this one, gain another power card, and then move a presence. So we'll go for a minor again, and I'll just plan on using this later. But I've got enough card draw now that I could probably go for a major. I just don't have the energy for it yet. But let's see what we can do here. So knowing that I'm going to play these, I'll have this still available with the fire element. So looking at these 2 fires could trigger this. So this one's slow power, range 1 of a sacred site. If target land is jungle or wetland, 1 fear and 1 damage. And that's not bad because we're going into the next stage. And in that stage, there could be a coastal card, and all of the coasts are jungles and wetlands. So doing a fear and a damage and a coast would be good. And then the other one, slow, range 1, has to have blight. So that's going to be land, well, still 3, 5, or 7. That says 1 fear per type of invader present. Push up to 1 explorer town per blight. Yeah, that one's not as impressive to me as this one. Rain of Blood, slow, 2 fear. If target land has at least 2 buildings, 1 additional fear. That's not great. That's okay. I mean, it's free. I don't really have enough card plays to be messing around with, just gaining some fear for the fun of it, though. And then here we have Defend 2. If no invaders are present, gather up to 2 explorers. That one's interesting, because if I played it on land 5, it's fast. I could gather this explorer out of 4 and this one out of 2, then defend 2 during the Ravage, and the Dahan will clear those explorers. That's kind of neat. So that just means I'd have to put off Call of the Dahan Ways, which is not terrible, because I could still stop the Ravage in 8. Prevent a build in 4 is very good, and I can probably pair this with another moon without too much difficulty later, to replace the town with the Dahan back there. So I think we're going with Trancing Apparitions, because that will prevent a build, and that is very helpful. So, okay, now I can move a presence up to 1, but I think I'm happy with my presence where it is. So I gain an energy from my track right here. Now I can play up to 2 cards, and I will play Piece of the Nighttime Sky and Entrancing Apparitions. And that will cost me 2 energy total. So I spend those. And now we go into the fast phase. These are both fast powers. We'll start with Piece of the Nighttime Sky. Range 1 from a sacred site. So I'm going to target land 8 from land 1. If the terror level is 1, invaders do not ravage and target land this turn. So let's mark it, no ravage there. And then you may repeat this power, but I don't see a need to, because the only other mountain is not going to ravage anyway. Well, actually, it's going to, but I want it to. So I'm not going to repeat it, but if you do, forget this power card and gain a moon. That's not going to do anything for me. I do unlock this 2 moon threshold, and I think I want that more than the 3 anyway. Well, you know what? Maybe that moon would be helpful. You may repeat this power, range 1 from a sacred site. I don't have to pick land 5. You know, it's possible an event could come up that could mess me up here somewhere. So range 1 from a sacred site, I can pick land 2. Let's add land 2 to the equation here. So no ravaging there. So this card will be forgotten, and I gain a moon. Although now I'm thinking about it, I think I forget the card immediately. Its effect remains. They're not going to ravage, but I forget and then gain a moon. So I'm really just replacing this moon. So I still only have 2 moons. So let me flip this one like this, because it's forgotten, and technically I'll cover up that moon, and then I have a moon. So 2 moons, fine. All right, my other fast power, range 1, target land any. I'm going to target land 5, defend 2. So we will mark it, defend 2. And if no invaders are present, which they are not, gather up to 2 explorers. So this one and this one. Cool. So those are my fast powers. Now we go. We're not blighted yet. No earned fear cards. So we skip the event. Got to do the event. So we draw an event card. The island is healthy. Explore actions add +1 explorer to lands without buildings. Yuck. So that is the frontier calls. So, okay. And then layer in untamed lands. On each board, add 1 beast to a land without town, cities, or blight. So I think I'll do that here in land 1, because it's just that big coast. Now that's like another thing that could help me in that land. And then finally we have seek out new grounds. On each board, gather 1 or 2 Dahan into a land without Dahan setup symbols. I really want this one to stay here, so I don't want to pull it out of land 5. Maybe I'll take this 1 Dahan and pull it down here into land 3 without any setup symbols with that town and blight. Maybe that could be helpful later. So we'll discard that event. Well, I'll leave it here for a moment so we don't forget the explore. All right, now we don't have any earned fear cards, so we go to the invader steps, starting with Ravage in the mountains. We'll Ravage in land 5, that's 2 damage, but that land is defended 2, and now the Dahan counterattack and take out these 2 explorers. And in land 8, there won't be a Ravage because of this card. So that's done. Now we build in the sands, they're both empty. Explore the wetlands. And so explore actions add an additional explorer to lands without buildings. So that's going to be 2 explorers here in land 1. There's a town in land 3, so only 1 explorer there. So we don't need this event card anymore. And we can now shift these invader cards. So the mountains are done. We're going to Ravage next time in the sands. That looks beautiful. Build in the wetlands. I've got a little time to deal with that. And now we go to the slow phase. And I do have 2 moons, 1, 2. so I can gather up to 1 Explorer or Dahan at range 1. And so let's take this Dahan out of land 7 and gather them into land 1. Oh wait, no, we're not going to do that because of the requirement here. Target land's got to have Dahan. Let's target from land 1. We'll target land 8 and gather 1 Dahan here. Okay, so I'm set up really well to play Call of the Dahan Ways, and now we're at time passes, so nothing here is needing healing. We can get rid of this moon element. This card is forgotten. This one is simply discarded. I can take all of my markers back. So one of these, and this. Okay. Time for the next round. We are back at growth. And I'm going to start with this growth option. Gain a power card and an energy. Take the energy first. Keep going with the minor powers. We've got 4 of them here. Ooh, hazard spread across the island. I like that one. Flesh rot fever. Promises of protection and encompassing ward. And I think I definitely want hazard spread across the island for the cost of 1 energy. I can put a disease token here in land 3 and prevent another city from going up. So I like that a lot, but I do have to start figuring out what my end game is here because I haven't even gained a fear card yet. I've generated 2 fear this whole time. I have a plan to get rid of this. We're preventing a city, but I don't know how I'm getting rid of that city. Like, how am I actually going to defeat these invaders? So the thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this growth option, add a presence at range 1, and I'm going to do this one to get another element. I'm starting to want that card play now. I don't know if that's super wise. Like, I'd probably be better off getting energy, but I want an element now and an element next time too. So the element this time will be a moon. I'm going to take a moon because that'll allow me to play these 2 cards together because I want to play them both, but I can still get this bottom effect, which I really need. And then I can add another fire next time so that I can play this and get 3 fire with just the 1 element. And so I'm adding this at range 0. Let's put it here at land 5. And I'm sure I can find somewhere to move it. And now for my 3rd growth option, I'll do this one, gain another power card, going minor again. Not ready for a major. Call to isolation, roiling bog and snagging thorn, devouring ants, and Gold's Allure. It won't be Gold's Allure. That is not very helpful. Gather and explore in a town and then add a strife in a mountain. I don't really have any desire to do that. How about devouring ants? That's slow. Range 1 from a sacred site. 1 fear, 1 damage, destroy 1 Dahan. You can target a land without a Dahan though. If target land is jungle or sand, plus 1 damage. So I can do up to 2 damage at this jungle. That's not going to be enough to get rid of a city. So what else do we have? Roiling Bog and Snagging Thorn. I remember this was a replacement card for something. I don't remember what it replaced, but something strong. Let's see. Range 1 from a sacred site. It's got a lot of elements. It's fast. 1 fear. Isolate. Defend 2. 1 Dahan does not participate in Ravage. Check when ravaging. It does not take damage and does not counterattack. Yeah, I don't know about that. Last one is Call to Isolation. Fast power. Range 1 must be a land with Dahan. Push 1 explorer and town per Dahan, or 1 explorer or town per Dahan, or push 1 Dahan. That one I could use if I move some presence. I could use it in land 3 to get that town out and really build up land 2 so I've got 1 place to work on. But really none of these are that great, at least situationally. So maybe I'll take this just for the elements and it's free. 0 cost, and that's something I could spend to grab a major potentially, something I could forget. So yeah, now I can move a presence up to range 1, and so I'll take a presence out of land 5. I'm questioning whether I should put it in land 4 or land 2. I don't know if I want to be right where the invaders are, but that would give me, I'd be at least range 1 from everywhere in the map at that point, which would be helpful, like for this one, for example. So I think I'll go land 4, just a little bit less exposed that way. So those are my 3 growth options. Now I take 1 energy from my track, and I can play, again, up to 2 cards, and that's going to be these 2. Hazard spread across the island, and Call of the Dahan Ways. That'll be a total cost of 1 energy. And now we go to the fast phase. I have a fast power. Let's see, I've only got 2 fire. I've got 2 moons. That'll trigger this and this. All right. Range 2 from a sacred site. I'm going to target land 3. Choose a type of token that exists in an adjacent land. Disease. Choosing disease costs 1 energy, so I pay that. And then add that token type to the target land. All right, so we've got a disease token in land 3 now. That's very helpful. Now that's it for fast powers. So we still have no blighted land effects, so we need to draw an event. This will be pretty critical for me. Let's see what we get. We are at stage 2 at this point. So we have fortification. After advancing invader cards, invaders build in one terrain not shown under any invader action. Eee. And then if there is no such terrain, nothing happens. Okay, I think I'll actually be okay in that case. Next we have beast attack. Each beast deals 2 damage. Hey, that's great. And then remove any token that destroys a town or a city. So 2 damage from this beast, takes out the 2 explorers. That saves me from having to deal with that land. 2 damage in land 3. I'm going to take out the town. That's a fear. And then remove any token that destroys a town. So that beast goes away. That was fantastic. Now we have Coming of Age. On each board, add 1 Dahan to a mountain or sands with Dahan. This was a really good event. I'm going to put that here in land 5. That's a mountain with a Dahan. Pair them off. They're always better paired off. We'll keep this over here so we don't forget it. So we've done our event. No earned fear cards. So we begin with the invader cards. Ravage in the sands. They're both empty. Great. Build in the wetlands. Nothing here in land 1 anymore. In land 3, we just remove the disease token. So that's going fantastic. And then we explore in the mountains. Okay. Ooh, that actually does stink a little bit because I don't want that one in 8. But here we go. Now we advance the invader cards like so. And the event says we now build in a land that is not wetlands or mountains, so a sand or a jungle. So I guess it does do something. They build in land 2, which gets rid of that disease token. So that is the end of that event. And now we go into the slow phase. And so I do have a couple of slow powers. The first one is this one, range 1. A land with Dahan, so I'm going to target land 8. I have 2 moon, so I may replace 1 town with 1 Dahan. I will do that. Unfortunately, there is an explorer there now. It's just like 1 turn too late. Maybe I should have done that last time. Oh, but also with my 2 moons, range 1, slow power, gather up to 1 explorer or Dahan. So we'll gather an explorer out of either 5 or 8, probably 8, into land 1. And when that wetlands does the ravage, that'll be fine. That'll clear itself. I'll probably have an easier time defending land 5 just because it's a sacred site, so I'll leave that there. I mean, I can just play this card when the time comes, and that's fine. So now we're at time passes. I seem to be managing really well, but I don't have a way to close this out, and I haven't generated any fear. So we are back to the growth phase. What am I going to do? I think I need a major, but I don't really have the energy for it. We'll start with this growth again. I'm going to gain a power card and 1 energy. Here's the energy. Let's get another minor power. And we'll see what that looks like, and then we may go for a major with our other growth option. Mesmerized Tranquility, Enticing Splendor, Visions of Fiery Doom, and Disorienting Landscape. Ooh, Disorienting Landscape is nice. I could, in the fast phase, target land 5, push the Explorer into 1, which I could defend. That's not a problem. And then because land 5 is a mountain, I could also add a Wilds there. That's not a bad thing. Visions of Fiery Doom has fire, and I have a fire, so I'd trigger the bottom. So this could be 1 fear plus a 2nd fear and push a explorer or a town. So I can kind of accomplish the same thing as this, but I also get some fear. I guess I get 2 fear instead of a wilds, and I think I would prefer that. So I like that. Enticing Splendor, 0 cost, fast, range 0, in a land with no blight. Gather 1 explorer town, or gather up to 2 Dahan. Very similar. And then Mesmerized Tranquility, also fast, 0 cost. Isolate target land, each invader does 1 less damage. Well, I think the answer is Visions of Fiery Doom. For a couple reasons. Firstly, I can play it, target land 5 fast, and then I can push that explorer into land 2. So lands 3 and 1 will both clear in the Ravage. There'll only be, invaders in 1 land at that point. Plus, I'll be able to get my first fear card, which is really helpful. And then, it would be interesting. If I could somehow, let's say I find a way to play this, if I could somehow target land 2, which would be very hard right now because there's no Dahan there. I would have to get a Dahan in there. But if I could pair this, if I can at any point target land 2 and trigger this 3rd fire, then I can do 1 damage to the city and then do another 2 damage to that city. And that could be a way to take that city out. That's really interesting. But before I could pull that off, I'd have to get a Dahan into land 2, and I don't have a way to do that right now. So that is interesting. Let's just keep that idea in my pocket for now. So that was this growth option. That is really interesting. So I might not need a major. I might just clear this island completely if I can move a Dahan. What I might do is play Visions of Fiery Doom with Roiling Bog and Snagging Thorn, and then I can isolate land 2 so nothing else should get explored unless I happen to draw the coastal card, which would be a little bit annoying. Ooh, but what what I can do? You know what I could do? When I play this, I have 2 moon. In the slow, I could gather a Dahan from land 3 into land 2, allowing me to target it with elusive ambushes. And then I wouldn't need to play either of these right now, so I could play Shape the Self anew, get another minor power and some extra energy. That's not a bad thing. So, okay, this is looking all right. I'm going to take this growth option, add a presence at range 0. I'm going to take it off this bottom track. Range 0, I'll put it here in land 4, just so I've got one more range 1 sacred site off the coast here. For the element, I'm going to take a fire. So that's nice. Every time I play a card with a fire element, I have 3 fire. I can do 2 damage and a fear. And now I still have another growth option. I'm going to take this one, gain a power card, move a presence. We're going to keep going with minors. Maybe I can win with just minor power cards. Desiccating Winds, Dire Metamorphosis, Like Calls to Like, and set them on an ever-twisting trail. Ooh, this last one is fast. Gather or push 1 explorer and then isolate target land. That's pretty nice. The others are slow. This one is not going to do anything because I don't have any Badlands out. They're just going to add a Badlands somewhere. And it's got to be a mountain or a sand. If I could add a Badlands to 2, then this fire could take out that city, which would be great. But it's not an option. Dire Metamorphosis, what is this going to do? 1 fear, 1 damage to Dahan. Add 1 Badlands, 1 Beast, 1 Disease, 1 Strife, 1 Wilds, and 1 Blight. That's kind of fun, but I don't think that's going to help me. I don't want to take that last Blight off the card. Like Calls to Like, also slow, costs 1 energy. If target land has explorers, gather up to 1 explorer. Do likewise for towns, Dahan, Blight, and Beasts. That wouldn't be bad in land 2. If I can get a Dahan in there first, then I can get a second Dahan in there, which would be very helpful. I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to take that. That might allow me to get a couple of Dahan into that land, although I don't know that I'm going to do that this time. Actually, you know what? Maybe I will. Okay, it's time. Oh, and I can move a presence range 1. I haven't done that yet. Let's pull one of these into land 2, just in case. So now I can play some cards. Oh, first I get this energy. Forget that from my track. Now I'm going to play 2 cards, Visions of Fiery Doom and Like Calls to Like. Those each cost an energy, so I pay for those. And now fast powers. So I have Visions of Fiery Doom. This is fast, range 0. I'm going to target land 5. 1 fear. So that's my 4th. I finally earned my first fear card. This might be a terror level 1 victory, this game. Push 1 explorer or town. I'm going to push this explorer into land 2. And I do have 2 fire, so 1 more fear. Okay, then I do have 2 moons and 3 fire, but those are both going to be slow innates. So now we don't have any blighted island effects, so we draw the event. And this will be really critical. We're at terror level 1, an ominous dawn. 1 fear per power card in play that generates fear. Oh, interesting. And that says, parenthetically, in its instructions, not by destroying towns or cities. Count thresholds even if you don't have the elements. Generated fear can't cause wavering resolve. I don't know what that is. It's referring to a card or something that I don't have. So, okay, I've got 1 card that generates fear, so I gain 1 fear. Cool. That's pretty nice. Now we have dangerous lands. On each board, 1 damage in a land with Badlands or Beasts. So there's 1 land with a beast, do 1 damage, so that takes out that explorer. That was going to happen anyway, but that's fine. And then 1 damage to Dahan in lands with Badlands or Beasts and Dahan, so 1 damage to Dahan here. I think that'll be fine. Now, waning support. On each board with towns or cities, which is this board, and fewer than 5 Dahan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. And fewer than 3 Dahan. Also no. So I don't have to do any of those effects. So that's very good. That was well worth it. That event goes away. Now we have earned fear cards. I finally got one of those. We're Terra level 1 on each board. Replace one town with an explorer. I have no towns, so that did nothing. Okay, so now we've got Ravage in the wetlands. That's just going to be land 3. 1 damage to this Dahan, who counterattacks and takes out the explorer. When we build in the mountains, which are both empty, we explore the sands. So that will put 1 explorer here in land 4. Now we can shift these cards. So we still haven't seen jungles come up yet. That's pretty interesting. This next one will either be jungle or coast. So now we have slow powers. I've got this one and this one. I think I want to start. Oh, and I've got that too. I want to start with this. 2 moons. Gather. So range 1. I'm going to target land 2. Gather up to 1 explorer or Dahan. And I'm going to gather this Dahan out of land 3. Now I will play Like Calls to Like. Range 1. I'm going to target land 2 again. If target land has explorers, gather up to 1 explorer. We will do that. Do likewise for towns. No, there's no towns there. Blight and Beast. There's no Blight or Beast in land 2. And Dahan. So land 2 has a Dahan, so I can also gather a Dahan. Let's gather out of the mountains, because we know next is either jungles or coast. So let's keep these 2 here in the coast. So that's done. Now with my 3 fire, range 1 from a sacred site, target land 2 again, 1 fear, and 2 damage. Take out the 2 explorers. Nice. We're working them down. So let's see if I can end it on this turn. So this is it. Time passes. These cards are going to go in my discard. Going to heal these 2 Dahan. There are no invaders to heal. And that's it. We're in the next round. I think this will be the last round. So in theory, I can take out that city just by playing Elusive Ambushes. So what else do I need to do? Oh, but that won't make it the last round. That'll just take out the city. If I flip this in the, because this is slow. So if I flip this and it's jungle, I'll take out the city, but there will be an explorer remaining in land 2 who will then build a town, and then they'll spread out from there. Yuck. And if it's coastal, I'll take out the city, but then there's going to be an explorer left in lands 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to do a little more damage somehow. I've got a plan for the city. I've got to take out the 1 to 3 explorers that will also show up during the explore phase. So, okay, let's start with this growth option again. Gain a power card and an energy. Here's the energy. Let's get another minor power. Let's hope I can do some damage. 2 damage. Push an explorer to land with no blight. Oh, that could help. Choose a land where you and target spirit both have presence. In that land, remove a blight, and target spirit may add one of their destroyed presence. Interesting. Guardian Serpents, add a beast in one of target spirit's lands. If target spirit has a sacred site in that land, defend 4. So good defense card. And then Portents of Disaster, 2 fear. And the next time an invader is destroyed in target land, this turn 1 fear. Ooh, that's pretty good. So I can play that on land 2, get 2 fear, and then destroy the city itself will be another 2 fear, so that'll be 4. And that's 1 invader destroyed, so that's another fear. That's 5 fear, so it'll be 1. And then another 4, which would get me to level 2, which means the explorers wouldn't matter anymore. So that's what I want. Right now I'm planning on playing these 2 cards, Portents of Disaster and Elusive Ambushes. But I've got more growth options. So let's add a presence at range 0. I'm going to take it from this track now, get some energy from it. I'll make this a sacred site. And then I will take this growth option, gain 1 more minor power. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can move a presence at range 1. So we've got Sucking Ooze. Range 1, it's fast, sand or wetlands. 2 fear if invaders are present. Isolate target land. That could be useful if this goes another round. I don't think it will. Animated Rack Root. 1 fear, destroy 1 explorer. That's slow, range 0. Or add a wilds. Next one is Prowling Panthers. Range 1 must be a mountain or jungle, and it's slow. 1 fear, add a animal or beast. Or, if target land has beasts, destroy 1 explorer or town. And then finally, Drought. Also slow, costs 1, range 1, target land any. Destroy 3 towns. 1 damage to each town or city, add a blight. Or, if 3 suns, destroy a city. That's pretty interesting. Oh, but I've already placed my presence. I was going to say I could place this presence, play 3 cards, play this with the 2 that I have. That would take out the city, and then I could do other stuff with these and have like a backup damage. So I'm just trying to think. I've got a plan, I think, to win, but the event could throw a wrench into that. So I like to have extra options. Let's take this one. This could get me some extra fear if I need it. And then sands or wetlands are good to target if coastal comes up. If invaders are present, isolate. Like I could use that on land 1 if I need to. So I don't think I'll need that card, but it's a good one to have in my pocket. And then I can move a presence range 1. And let's take this presence from land 4, move it into land 3, just so I'm across the coasts. And now I gain 2 energy from my track. We'll just make change like that. And now I can play a couple of cards. And I will play these 2. Cost is 0, cost is 1, so I pay 1 energy. And we go into the fast phase now. I do notice I have, in addition to my 3 fire, I've got 2 moons. That could be useful as well. But I'll start with Portents of Disaster, 2 fear. So there's 1, and then 2, generates a fear card. The next time an invader is destroyed in target land, this turn, 1 fear. We'll just mark the target land like so. Again, that was range 1 from a sacred site, target land with invaders, so I could target land 2 pretty easily. And then I will do this, elusive ambushes, range 1 must have Dahan, so I'll target land 2 again and do 1 damage to the city. That is it for fast powers. Let's see what happens. I have no blighted island effects. We draw an event, and we get this one. We have Healthy Island, so search for new lands. In each land with at least 2 explorers, push 1 explorer to an adjacent land without invaders. Great, don't have to do anything. Distant Hunt. On each board, push 1 beast to an adjacent land with no blight. It deals 1 damage there. Fair enough. We'll go here, do 1 damage to that city. It's only got 1 hit left. And finally, during Ravage, in every land, defend 1 per Dahan in the land. So that won't have any effect. I will discard this event. I think we're in good shape. So now we take a look at earned fear cards. We've got 1. We're at terror level 1. Each player may gather 1 town into a coastal land that does nothing. And now we have the invader card, so we ravage in the mountains, both empty, build in the sands, both empty, explore the jungles. Perfect. This is the end. So that'll be 1 explorer right here in land 2. Now we can shift these down. And time for slow powers. This is it. I don't need to gather an explorer or a Dahan, so I will do this 3 fire, range 1 from a sacred site, so target land 2, that's 1 fear, and 2 damage, so I'll take out the explorer and the city, so the map is now empty, but for completeness, the city gives me 2 fear, which gets me to terror level 2, and that was the first time an invader was destroyed in target land, so that would get me a fear 2. But technically, I cleared the island before getting the fear, so that was a terror level 1 victory, which doesn't happen very often. How about that? But that was pretty neat. That was a fun way to play. I did definitely get into, I think as you saw, like a certain loop here of just like this growth option, add a presence, this growth option, and keep getting cards. I was able to cycle my my minor powers enough that I was okay. If I were to do this again, I would like to try and find a way to incorporate majors. I think that would be really fun. And I do really like this growth option here on the bottom where range 0 do 2 damage as a growth option. That's pretty cool, especially when you pair it with these different presence movements. You can like move your presence to a land, do 2 damage, and take out a town. That's pretty neat. I would like to play with that too. Just hop around destroying towers every turn. That's kind of neat. Or towers. What game am I playing? Towns. I would want to up the difficulty next time, but I wasn't sure what to expect with this build, so I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. But that was Starlight Roulette. I did keep a stack here. These are all of this is my discard pile in order. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I played 10 unique cards plus these 2. So I guess 12 unique cards, and I forgot this one at some point. I needed to forget a card. So yeah, I don't know. That was a worthy experiment. That was kind of neat. I've wanted to put it on the channel for a long time, so I'm glad I got around to it. Hopefully I haven't made any egregious rules errors. Like I said, it's been forever since I've played Spirit Island. It is one of my very favorite games, so I love to play it whenever I get the opportunity. Obviously, excellent solo game, but I like to play it multiplayer too. It's a really fun game with 2 or 3 other people. Or even, I really like it as a 2-player game too. I've played a 2-player a number of times. So if you've played any version of this Casino Starlight or Starlight Roulette. Let me know how you did it. I'm really curious. I mean, there's just so many different ways to build Starlight. Obviously, that's sort of the point of this spirit, but with the no reclaim options, I think that's just an extra little challenge, and I'm curious what other people have done. Otherwise, I'll put this video on my Spirit Island playlist, so you can check out other Spirit Island playthroughs there. As always, if you've got anything else to say, if you've got questions, if you think I've made a rules error, let me know down in the comments. Happy to talk to you there. You can leave a like on the video. You can subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future similar content. You can always share it with somebody else who might enjoy it. I already mentioned the coffee page, and you can also help the channel by heading over to Board Game Geek and getting the Table for One micro badge. It's just an easy way to let other people know what's going on over here at Table for One. But that's what I've got for you this time. I hope you enjoyed watching me play Starlight Seeks its Forum. I know I had a lot of fun, and I'll see you next time on Table for One.